Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Very happy to see you here, and thank you for those who survived till this afternoon session. I know that there are a lot of meetings outside. So I'm very pleased to be here. So at the beginning of today's session, I was a little bit surprised about the topics and the people whom I never met before, because we are working a little bit in a different industry and also representing food and bev business. I'm glad to be here and also to listen some of the interesting ideas and some initiatives that could be relevant also for us. So let me open the floor with our topic for today. So it's a precision fermentation and how we are dealing in PepsiCo with Bio Innovations and what are the key focus from our company. I guess that I will mostly focus not on details, but exactly on more commercial questions, which we need to, which you, or as upstream companies, should also be asked from ourselves. So, if we want to scale up globally. So, next slide, please. Oh, should I do this? Okay, thank you. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay. A few words about myself. So, I'm working already 12 years in the company, so this June it will be 13 years. I'm based in Singapore. I'm the only one R&D person in APAC region based in Singapore. So actually our key hub is located in Shanghai and also in Bangkok. So I'm looking after regulatory affairs across Asia, APAC region, including INZ. But as I said, well, I'm the only one person here. So if you have any questions regarding R&D, packaging, life science, nutrition, product development, everything, so you can come to me, and I will navigate to those whom you can contact within our company. So also an interesting thing maybe for you is that here in China and in India, so we have two big innovation hubs responsible for precision fermentation, for botanicals, for new functional ingredients with the global scale up. So whatever is discussed and whatever is developed here in Shanghai or in India, so this could be scaled up in US, Mexico, or so in all our other markets. Okay. So, and this is, I guess, the key slide. I have only 2 slides. Actually, this is not the last one, but still. So this is exactly what we are looking in. So when we are talking about precision fermentation or bio-innovation. Of course, we are a consumer-driven company. So whenever we have any ideas or any technologies, any new bio-innovation, we first need to test it with our consumer. Because at the end, it's exactly consumer who will pay for these more expensive products with the functional ingredients, with the new technology, and etc. So that's why one of the key trends that we see it not only in APAC, but across the globe, it's a clean label. So everyone, every consumer, and maybe you can ask yourself, would like to buy the products with a clean label where you can also say that there is no preservative, no sweeteners, and etc. So here you may see the example of our recently launched product. It's a rice cracker in China, and the few claims that we can say, so like 6.0 or something like this. Of course, the claims regulation depends and varies country by country, but whenever we know that we can do this, we will invest in this technology, in these ingredients that may help us to go to more natural fields, to more a natural area, and to move to the clean label. Another area, it's a functional claims. So here we are mostly focusing on post-bio, on prebiotics, postbiotics, probiotics, so everything around biotics, but not only, so it is not limited. So here you may also see some of the Chinese products where we use these functional ingredients. So we are looking at the functional claims and what we can really talk to consumer about. So because it may really bring additional value for consumer when they will be ready to pay for this. The third pillar, it's a bio-based and renewable packaging. I would say that here we are not so much advanced like in the first 2 pillars. So we are moving I know that there were a lot of debates here about PHA, about other technologies, and etc. In the meantime, it seems that it is a little bit more complicated because of the scale up, because of the cost, because of the infrastructure of recycling, and etc., etc. So, however, everybody has it in their objectives and focus. So that's why I put it here, because this is also where we are looking for it when we are talking about the innovations for the packaging. And last but not least, it's a flavor technology. So you may see here not only flavor, but here we are also talking about the colors, about the natural preservatives, so about all the technologies that we can use, also to move from artificial ingredients to a more natural one. And here it's also, let's say, challenge for us, even from regulatory, so because sometimes nobody would like to see that it is a GM product or GM ingredients. So whether the regulation really allow us to say something positive about this ingredient, or we need to look at other fancy ways. So why I am a regulatory person? So that's why my last slide would be mostly about the regulatory framework. And actually, you can see here few things which we are working across APAC markets, and we would like to have more allies from your side, maybe, if it is interesting for you. Of course, it's a novel food regulation. I know that in Singapore, we have a very straightforward novel food regulation. It would be very good if we have a more harmonized regulation across the whole region, so from Australia to Indonesia, Thailand, and China as well. So also it would be interesting, and we talked a little bit with some of you during the conference and during the meeting, if we can really build something like some consortium between the regulators, like it is done for pharma. It is called an access, so it's like an alliance or consortium between national health authorities in Australia, Singapore, Switzerland, UK, and Canada. So to run joint safety assessment for the novel ingredient. So for us, it would be really very efficient that if we need to submit the dossier, for example, to these 5 markets, but they can share their work when they will be assessing our dossier. So it's not like we need to finish, first of all, in Singapore, then to do the same in Australia, and etc. So, but this is, let's say, the future plans. So it seems that I really think that it will come to us in 10 years or something, because everyone understands that this is really our future reality. So it would be very good to go together to this one. So another thing which is also important for our company, and here we support it, it's a new approach methodology. We call it NAM. So we are also joking that we can also use this abbreviation as non-animal methods. So this is more about how, like cosmetic has been doing for the last 20 or more years. So when they are trying to shift from animal studies to non-animal studies, and actually with the precision fermentation, with all the new technologies, it seems that this could be a perspective approach for the future. And the last thing that we are thinking about, it's a regulatory reliance. I put here reliance, but not recognition, not mutual recognition, sorry, and not even harmonization, because I heard so many discussions about this harmonization, Asian or harmonization within Asia and etc. However, we are not there. So with harmonization so far, so maybe it's really more efficient and promising to talk about regulatory reliance when, for example, SFA or, I don't know, Thailand will rely to SFA clinical studies, for example, for some ingredients, and do not re-implement the same one, but just sharing the job that has already been done by one of the country. So actually, this is what are our priorities in regulatory front if we are talking about the bio innovations, and that's it.